Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. And also I want to give a huge shout out to all of our patrons. Really do appreciate all the support that you guys give us. All the proceeds of Patreon go directly back into the YouTube channel to my new knives and new equipment to hopefully make the quality and the content better for you guys. Also check out our Instagram at Carryandcut. So before we get into it today, I want to give a huge shout out to Neil over here at the Knight's Edge. He has an awesome YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go check him out. If you're interested in anything that I have going on, you know, knife reviews, disassembly, really cool interactive shorts. He does cut tests. He does all sorts of cool stuff. He does, you know, how-to sharpening videos and, you know, just overall general knife rambling. Definitely go check him out. He's a great guy and becoming a pretty good friend of mine. So he sent over these knives for us to take a look at. Shoo, couldn't get that one out. So, Neil, really do appreciate it, and I would really appreciate if you guys would go over and give him a subscribe to his channel. He just did a 500 subscriber giveaway here just this morning. This is the taping of this video. It was this morning he did that, so I know he's blown past that now. He's like 660 subscribers. But so he does do giveaways, and he does lives and all that sort of cool stuff too. And his production quality on his live stream was definitely impressive. It seems like he's been doing it for 10 years now. So really cool guy. Make sure you guys go help him out because he helps me out. So before we get into, well, now that we got that out of the way, we are looking at the Spyderco Manix 2. And this thing is another one that I've really been wanting to get into and take a look at. And the price on these things nowadays are really, really impressive. So $162 for this model on Blade HQ's website. So I'll have that link down in the description below. If you guys really check it out, it does help my channel. Definitely don't have to, but if you want to, you definitely can. So we got $162 for this model right here. And that's not the lightweight. This is the actual G10 full steel liners on this thing, no weight reduction, so it's nice and stout. We have the ball bearing lock on this thing, which is pretty, really, you know, robust, stout lock on its own right. It's pretty cool. We got a, you know, of course we have like a spring. If you guys can see that, we do have like a coil spring in here, and it's got a cage inside of this polymer. You could call it a switch, I guess you could say, if you want to, but there's a ball bearing that rides inside this cage, and, you know, as you pull back on it, similar to what a crossbar lock would be, but of course it's not. There's no bar going across from side to side. There's just a ball bearing inside of this pivot, not the pivot, ball bearing inside of this cage here, and when you open the knife, it locks into place right here, right on the back side of the, I guess you call that the tang of the blade, and that's what actually makes the lock up the knife, and it works as a detent at the same time. So this thing has awesome flicking action, super smooth. Of course, you can do all the cool Spyderco things with it. All the good reverse flick. Literally do love the Spidey hole and everything there is to love about Spyderco knives. But they also have a mint M4 lightweight version of this thing coming at $134.95, and does have a black coated blade on it. So that's crazy. You're getting a American made knife with an awesome super steel like M4, which is, you know, incredible stuff. I know today's day and age, Magna Cut's all the hype and all the rage, but even S30V, this is awesome stuff too. But the M4 is super, super good stuff, really high toughness, awesome edge retention, but of course it's lacking in the corrosion resistance, but definitely not a stainless steel, but at the same time, that one is coated too. So definitely take a look at that one. I'll have that one linked down in the description below. I can't believe they actually still have those in stock, which is pretty mind-boggling to me. So like I say, we do have G10 on the handles. I know this thing is definitely going to be a little more difficult to take apart. I don't think we're actually going to do a disassembly video on this thing. I know some of these, the lanyard tubes were actually like peened in. I don't think this is the case on this one. That might have been some of the older Manix 2s. But this thing shouldn't be too terribly bad. But I do know that the ball lock is kind of crazy. That spring could go flying. And if you lose that spring, it's definitely going to be a bad day, because I don't know if you can order replacement parts. I imagine you probably could get replacement parts from Spyderco, but take that with a grain of salt. If you are going to be disassembling this knife, then make sure you are very extremely careful. I wouldn't even mind putting a Tupperware container over top of this thing as you're messing with it. So it's all, you know, underneath of this spacer you got back here. Not a back spacer, but this steel spacer running down the knife right there. And so, yeah, pretty cool. So buyers beware if you're going to mess with this thing. Of course, we have tip up, yeah, left or right hand carry on this one. It's a truly ambidextrous knife with its ambidextrous lock. Really do like the finger safe action. I'm, you know, I do like this lock, but I'm definitely partial to the actual compression lock. This thing, the compression lock knives are going to be my favorite ones out of all of them. I don't know why, they just have a soft spot in my heart. So let's go ahead and do some size overall, you know, whatever you want to call it, measurements of this thing. So if you guys did watch the Shaman video that I just posted, then you're going to know all about this one, at least know the size comparisons of it. So, but total, we're looking at 8 inches on this thing, which is actually going to be smaller than the Shaman. Well, now that I got the roller out, we are looking at 3 inches right on the money of sharpened edge. The blade length is a little, it's not 3.5, but it's a little more than 3 1/4. So that's pretty cool to see too. I like that 3 1/4 blade length range. That's pretty much my favorite go-to size on a knife right there. The blade stock thickness claimed to be 13 thousandths, and we are right there on that 13 number, so that's pretty cool to see. Like that, nice and stout S30V, really good steel for it, you know, in its own right. Was a super premium super steel back in the day. Still holds its own though. You know, we got, of course, stainlessness. We got pretty good edge retention and a decent amount of toughness on it. So it sounds like, you know, I say that all the time about every other single knife that we ever review on this channel, but they're all going to be, you know, pretty relatively well. I mean, it's not going to be the same edge retention as Max Mint or anything like this, but this thing is definitely an impressive thing also. We'll go over this one next. But let's do some size comparisons. While we have it out, we'll just go ahead and throw the Max Mint on there. This is another one of Steven's knife. This thing is all tricked out in his LSU. He's a Louisiana boy, so he's down there in the swamps and the hollers and wherever else he is over there. But he's an LSU guy. Of course, I'm a High State fan myself, so of course, going to be High State Buckeyes going to be better than LSU Tigers, even though I really do like Joe Burrow over there in the Bengals. But that's besides the point. So there's the pair of 3. Makes the pair of 3 look tiny. How about, let's go with the PM2 on there. So a little bit definitely smaller than the PM2. How about, we'll go ahead and get that Shaman out while we're at it. That thing's got a thwack to it. And like I said, we were with the measurements we took, this thing is definitely going to be bigger than the, yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit longer. But it's similar in overall size. And then how about, let's go ahead and get that Andela back out. Andela, this is Endura. Sorry about that. Don't even know my Spydercos now. So definitely going to be smaller than that, right? Let's go ahead and get the Yojimbo 2 out, or Yojimbo. This is going to be a pretty good size representation there. Pretty much the same size. A little more handle on the Manix 2. And a little, I don't even know. It's smaller. Definitely, that's tiny measurements there. Not that big of a deal. But another thing, I just want to go over the acoustics of this thing. Definitely got a good sound. That's one thing I noticed as soon as I got a hold of this thing. I really did like the sound of it. And we got all sorts of cool jimping going on everywhere. Of course, we got it right here in this, I don't even know what you want to call this part of the knife right here. Just one of the transitions going on. I guess it's actually part of the finger choil, but we got jimping down here, jimping right here, right on the finger choil, on top, even this part of the spacer, and in here on the back. So if you're wearing gloves or even just bare-handed this thing, it is going to be super traction. Yeah, great traction on it. I was going to say slip resistant, which I guess you could kind of call it slip resistant at the same time. But this thing, in my eyes, is going to be kind of like a work knife. We are running phosphor bronze washers in the pivot, and that's always nice to see, especially for something that's going to be, you know, kind of a hard use everyday carry knife. You don't, bearings are cool. Love bearings. They make the action better. Personally, I like phosphor bronze washers on my knives. They're just ease of maintenance. You don't really have to worry about the knives getting dirty, and they're just cool. I don't really see, I mean, I see an advantage of it, I guess, but these things are already, you know, very smooth in their own right, and really nothing to worry about in that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get a weight on this thing. Get Miss Carryandcut's kitchen scale out, and no, I have not bought her a new one yet, but we were just discussing it this morning, Lou, so I can't wait to see your comments on that one. And we're looking at 4.9 ounces, so with it being smaller than the Shaman, but we have a similar weight to it, but yet this thing doesn't have any internal milling, no weight reliefs on the inside of the liners there. I don't know if you guys can see that spring in there or not. Kind of see that coil spring. So when we move back on the cage, you can see that spring depress, and that is actually what runs this lock. And yeah, so pretty cool. Really do like this one, and if you guys would, make sure you go check this thing out. I know a lot of people probably do have these now, by this time. You know, these things have been for sale for a gob of years. I don't even know, probably 10 plus years. So this is definitely not a new knife by any stretch of the imagination, but it's new to me, and this thing is awesome. And, you know, Spyderco's, you know, full flat grinds they do on their knives, they are, you know, wicked sharp. Let's go ahead and give this a little slice. Neil does a great job on his edges too, so that's another thing he does. I really do like watching his Sunday sharpening videos. So today's Saturday, so I imagine tomorrow he's gonna have a Sunday sharpening up. I'm definitely gonna watch that. So I do like supporting Neil and everything that he's got going on over here at the Night's Edge. He's been a great help to me. Same with all of my other subscribers. Really do appreciate you guys sending your stuff to me, and it just makes it nice. You know, I can't afford every single knife in the world, so it's nice to be able to get other people's stuff, other people's opinions, see what they like, what they don't like, and yeah, just awesome. So I think that's all I got on this one. I think I pretty much went over everything that I could. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. You know, we got the lanyard hoop back here, G10, full length stainless or steel liners on it, S30V on the blade steel. So yeah, pretty cool. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I appreciate it. Thanks.